everybody, and welcome to Storm Reads. And today I'm going to be talking about my anticipated reads for the first quarter. I don't have quite as many, I think, as normal. I do believe that's because I'm just in the mood to read a lot of older books in the coming year, but there are still a few books that I am anticipating that I think sound really cute and interesting, and so I thought I would talk about them. I'm sure I will come across more as I go, but these are just some that I found off of like NetGalley or Edelweiss. I didn't do like a deep scour or search, so I'm sure there's going to be like a lot more that I'm going to be interested in, but for the most part, these are the ones that I'm interested in currently. So I'm going to talk about January, and for January I have Hide and Geek by T.P. Jagger, and this one is a middle grade book that comes out January 4th from Random House, and it says, a puzzle maker's last clue, a friendship's last chance. The Geeks. Gina, Edgar, Elena, and Kevin have been best friends for as long as they can remember, so when their arch nemesis points out that their initials make them literally geeks, they decide to go with it. The problem: the Geeks' hometown of Elmwood was once the headquarters for a famous toy maker, Maxine Van Hoyten. Her popular puzzle spear, the Bamboozler, put the town on the map, but Maxine passed away long ago. Now the toy factory is shutting down, and Elena's mom and Kevin's dad are losing their jobs. They might have to move, and that would mean splitting up the Geeks. The quest. Maxine left one final puzzle, a treasure hunt that could save the town and keep the friends together, but only those who know and love Elmwood best will be able to solve it. Geeks to the rescue. And I just think that one just sounds like it's going to be a fun kind of little mystery. The next one I have is The Other Family by Wendy Corsi Stubbs. And this one comes out January 18th from William Morrow. And it says, the watchers see who you are and know what you did. It's the perfect home for the perfect family. Pretty Nora Howell, her handsome husband, their 2 teenage daughters, and lovable dog. As California transplants making a fresh start in Brooklyn, they expect to live in a shoebox, but the brownstone has a huge kitchen, lots of light, and a backyard. The catch: its previous residents were victims of a grisly triple homicide that remains unsolved. Soon, particular things begin to happening. The pug is nosing around like a bloodhound. Nora unearths a long-hidden rusty box in a flower bed. Oldest daughter Stacy, obsessed with the family's murder in their house, pokes into the bloody past and becomes convinced that a stranger is watching the house, watching them. She's right, but one of the Howells will recognize his face, because one of them has a secret that will blindside the others with a truth that lies shockingly close to home, and to this one's terrifying history. So, I don't know, but that sounds pretty good. I've been wanting to read books from this author, and I actually have some of her books. I just never read them, but I really like the sound of this one. The next one here is The Keeper by Guadalupe Garcia McCall. It comes out January 25th from HarperCollins. It says, the first letter turned up on his desk, the second is stuck between the spokes of his bike, the third flies through the kitchen window, and they are all addressed to James from someone called the Keeper. James and his sister Ava are obviously in danger, but the problem with making a fuss about moving and having a history of playing practical jokes is that no one believes James, not even his parents. Now James and Ava need to figure out who is sending the letters before they become the next victim in their neighborhood's long history of missing children. Because one thing is clear, uncovering the truth about the Keepers is the only thing that's going to keep them alive. Sounds really good, and so up my alley. And the next one is Going Dead by Kirsten Weiss. It comes out January 31st from Mysterio Press. And this is one of Cozy Mystery series, one of the Cozy Mystery series that I really enjoy. And it says, at an auction, competition can be deadly. When Maddie attends an estate auction with an artifact from America's spiritualist era, it's just another day in the life of a paranormal museum owner, until she discovers the body of a murdered auctioneer. Her mother is convinced the murderer is after a mysterious statuette that once belonged to the town's Lady Aid Society. With the holidays approaching, Maddie and her friends dive into a mad world of obsessive collectors to find the missing statuette and a killer. Maddie tracks her suspects through a secluded Gothic estate in the wineries of Central California, along the streets of small town San Bernardino, but this clever criminal is determined to win at all costs. Will the killers use Maddie's friends as the ultimate weapon against her? And I really like the the Perfectly Proper Paranormal Museum series? Something like that. It's really lightly paranormal. It's the museum, but sometimes they do get like some artifacts that are supposed to be like spooky and paranormally. And so that's all I have for January. And now I'm going to move to the ones that I have for February. And this first one I'm really excited about because I've really enjoyed the first two in the series, and it's The Mouse Watch in Space by J.J. Gilbert. It comes out February 1st from Disney Hyperion. It says, hot off their successful mission in the Mouse Watch underwater, Bernie and Jarvis are tapped to join the most important mission yet, one that will take them into the outer space. The task, to take the milk saucer energy source they recovered from Katniss and connect it to the satellite that currently circles the Earth in order to halt the effects of global warming. Basically, save the world. It's a huge honor to be chosen as for this dangerous and historical mission. There's just one problem. Bernie is terrified of outer space. Luckily, Bernie and Jarvis will be training with one of the most famous astro rodents of all time, a brave hamster by the name of Commander Sleek Whisker. As Sleek takes them through the mission and teaches them all about the ship, the USS Mozzarella, Bernie starts to think everything will be fine. But once they launch into space and far from Gadget Hack-Wrench and everyone they know and love, a huge betrayal is revealed, and Bernie and Jarvis find themselves trapped by members of the nefarious rats on the moon. Bernie might have been getting used to the idea of being in space for a few days, but not forever. Now it's up to Bernie and Jarvis to break out of lunar prison and stop the rats, who are launching a secret army of rodent robots from their lunar base. With the help of the most adorable alien mouse ever, they just might make it back to Earth in time to save the world from certain destruction. It's so cute. Oh. I don't know what it is about books about mice, but I love it. And the next one is Totally Pawstruck by Sophie Ryan, and it's the 9th book in the Second Chance Cat series. It comes out on February 1st by Berkeley, and it's one of my favorite series. It says, although Sarah Grayson is often tending to the contained chaos of her delightfully second-hand store in North Harbor, Maine, plus dealing with quirky personalities of her rescue cat, Elvis, she still takes the occasional night off. But her evening out comes to an abrupt end when Sarah discovers Stella Hall, a member of the library board, standing over a body in the street. Although Stella admits that she and the victim had fought about several things, including library funds, she is adamant that she is innocent and the real killer is on the loose. Sarah is eager to help, but with But even with the assistance of Charlotte's angels, the senior citizen detectives who rent out a part of her shop, there is still a vast amount of circumstantial evidence linking Stella to the crime. The odds may be stacked against them, but Sarah and Elvis, along with the angels, will work hard to check out the suspects and catch a killer. I really like that series, and the Charlotte Angels, they're so cute. The next one I have is These Deadly Games by Diana Urban. It also comes out February 1st. It's from St. Martin's Press. It says, let's play a game. You have 24 hours to win. If you break my rules, she dies. If you call the police, she dies. If you tell your parents or anyone else, she dies. Are you ready? When Crystal Donovan gets a message of a mysterious app with a video of her little sister gagged and bound, she agrees to play the kidnapper's game. At first, they make her complete bizarre tasks. Steal a test, stuff it in a locker, bake brownies, make a prank call. But then Crystal realizes each task is meant to hurt and kill her friends one by one. But if she refuses to play, the kidnappers will kill her sister. Is someone trying to break her team out of running for the gaming tournament? Or have they uncovered a secret from their past and they want them to pay for what they did? As Crystal makes the impossible choice between her friends and her sister, she must uncover the truth, find a way to outplay the kidnappers before it is too late. I read a book by this author. I think it was called These Twisted Lies or Twisted something. I cannot remember. All these twisted... Anyway. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. So I seen she was having a new one coming out. So I thought I'd give it a try. Probably one of my, most anticipated book is An Impossible Imposter by Deanna Raybourn. It's number 7 in the Veronica Speedwell series. And it comes out February 15th from Berkeley. While investigating a man claiming to be the long-lost heir to a noble family, Veronica Speedwell gets a surprise of her life in this new adventure. And I didn't want to say any more because I thought it might be a little bit too spoilery. But I love this series so much. And I really didn't need to know more about what it's about. The next one is Anybody Here Seen Frenchie by Leslie Connor. And it comes out February 15th from Catherine Teagan Books. And this is a contemporary middle grade. It sounds super cute. I have been trying to get a little bit more into middle grade contemporary, so I needed to have one on the list. 11-year-old Aurora's best friend never spoke a word to her. In fact, Frenchie doesn't talk. Aurora is bouncy, loud, and impulsive, a big old blurter. Making friends has never come easy. When Frenchie, who is autistic, silently chose Aurora as his person back in 3rd grade, she chose him back. They make a good team, sharing their love of the natural world and coastal Maine. In the woods, Aurora and Frenchie encounter a piebald deer, a rare creature with a coat like a patchwork quilt. Whenever it appears, Aurora feels compelled to follow. At school, Aurora looks out for Frenchie, who has been her classmate until this year. One morning, Frenchie doesn't make it into his classroom. Aurora feels she's to blame. The entire town begins to search. Everyone wonders, how is it possible that nobody's seen Frenchie? At the heart of this story is a friendship between hyper-talkative Aurora, non-vocal Frenchie. Conflicts arise when Aurora is better able to expand her social abilities and find new friends. When Frenchie goes missing, Aurora must figure out how to use her voice to help find him and lift him up when he is found. And it just sounds like it's going to be really cute. So that's all the books I have for February. And so March, I have Delphine and the Dark Thread by Alyssa Moon. It comes out March 1st from Disney Hyperion. It's the sequel to Delphine and the Silver Needle. And it's got action and adventure and magic and all that kind of good stuff. And I didn't want to read the blurb because it spoils some things from the first book. But I really enjoyed the first book, and so I can't wait to read this one. Then I have Night Shift by Alex Finley. It comes out March 8th from Minotaur Books. And it says, it's New Year's Eve, 1999. KY2 is expected to end in chaos. Planes falling from the skies, elevators plunging to Earth, world markets collapsing, a digital apocalypse. None of that happens, but at a Blockbuster Video in Linden, New Jersey, 14 girls working the night shift are attacked. Only one survives. Police quickly identify a suspect who flees and is never seen again. 15 years later, in the same town, 4 teenage employees working late at an ice cream store are attacked. And again, only one makes it out alive. Both surviving victims recall the killer speaking only a few final words. Good night, pretty girl. In the aftermath, 3 lives intersect. The survivor of the Blockbuster massacre who's forced to relive her tragedy. The brother of the original suspect who's convinced the police have it wrong. And the FBI agent who's determined to solve both cases. On a collision course towards the truth, all 3 lives will forever be changed, and not everyone will make it out alive. I really liked this author's first book called Every Last Fear, and so I am excited to see what this one is going to be like, and hopefully I enjoy it just as much. And then my last book that I have is Hideout by Luisa Luna. It's the 3rd book in the Alice Vega series, and it comes out March 8th from Doubleday. Alice Vega has made a career of finding the missing and vulnerable against a ticking clock, but she's never had a case like Zeb Williams. Missing for over 30 years, it was 1984, and a Big Cal Stanford football game was tied with seconds left on the clock. Zeb Williams grabs the ball and ran the wrong way through the marching band, off the field, and out of the stadium. He disappeared into legend, replete with Elvis-like sightings and cult following. Zeb's cold trail leads Vega to southern Oregon, where she discovers an anxious community living under siege by the local hate group called the Liberty Boys. As Vega starts digging into the past, the mystery around Zeb's disappearance grows deeper, and the reach of the Liberty Boys grows more disturbing. Everyone has something to hide, and no one can cut to the truth like Alice Vega. But this time, her partner Max Kaplan has his own problems at home, and the trouble Vega finds might be too much for her to handle. And I really enjoy this series, and so I have been looking out for another book to come out in the series, so I'm super excited that there's one coming out this year. So yeah, so those are some of the books that I am excited that's going to be coming out for the first quarter of 2022, and I just can't believe it's 2022. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to those. Do you have any favorites that you're anticipating? Do any of these books that I'm talking about sound like something you would anticipate? Let me know. Talk in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.